Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo. Domo. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo. Domo. What's up, programs? It is I, the voice in the digital wilderness that is the OGGM, bringing you the third of our trilogy of 4 stories about AI and how it is affecting the future of the creative world. Skynet continues its vaguely incompetent attempt to take over the world. Kickstarter has released its new AI creation policy. And I want to take a moment to shout out to Tanker, link down below, from Tanker's Tavern, for exposing, dropping these stories first. And I am just following in his footsteps and reporting on them and adding my own little comedic twist, my own little twist, my little teeny twist. Because why not? So what is Kickstarter's policy? Is Kickstarter saying if an AI took part in the creation of the project, we won't accept it? Or are they saying an AI can't do the campaign? Oh, I'm sorry, your R2D2 posted the product on Kickstarter. We can't accept it. I don't know. So first, of course, it starts off like all of these start off with blah, 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 technology, blah, 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 AI, blah, 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 creators, blah, blah, blah. How can we make money off of this? We need to have a framework for how we approach products that may or may not use AI. How would you tell whether the project was written by AI or not? Because that's part of the thing, isn't it? So the policy is, our new policy does not ban the use of AI. We want to make sure that the project is funded through Kickstarter, includes human creative input, and properly credits and obtains permissions from any IDIS work that references. So yes, if you make a thing and there's AI art in it, you have to let them know that it's AI art. And if you're doing an AI art combination of somebody else's work, like take a picture by Picasso, run it through the AI blender, add in monsters, because that's the theme of my product is Picasso and monsters. You have to get the permission from the original artist, Picasso, that you could use the bastardized version of his project, which would be kind of hard because he's dead, but I'm sure there's whatever. You know what I mean? The policy requires creators to be transparent and specific about how they use AI in their projects. And because we're all on the same page about what a policy entitles, it builds trust and sets the project up for success. So if there is AI art on page 33, somewhere in that teeny little thing at the bottom, you have to say, this product was created by artificial intelligence, blah, 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 and the date it was created. Or maybe you give a link to the site you're using. I don't know. To be allowed on Kickstarter, project utilizing AI tools for generating images, text, or any other output must disclose relevant details on their project page. This includes information on how the creator plans to use the AI content in the product, as well as which element of the project will be wholly original and which elements will be created using AI outputs. So for people like me who can write but can't draw, you can say to them, I totally wrote everything 100% myself, but AI did the art. Here's the AI site. Here's which ones on the pages it's on. And then they can say, well, I mean, that writing sure looks like, they'll never say my writing looks like AI created it. Right? We all know I write like a 4-year-old, but some people out there, it might go, well, I can't tell the difference. This is what the AI wrote. This is what you wrote. It looks almost the same. Of course, the AI art is getting its prompts from real things people have already done. So of course the AI created product will look a lot like real product because it's farming the web for things similar and then cutting and pasting them together to create what you wanted. Projects developing AI technology tools or software. So if you want to kickstart a program that does AI, must disclose information about any databases and data centers intended to use. Ooh, really? I don't know about that. Isn't that violating privacy if you allow people access to the database? Or are you just having to tell them that you use the database and where that database is located, but you don't have to tell them what's in the database or give them links to the database? The creator must also indicate how these sources handle consent and credit for the data they utilize. Do you have the permission to use this data? If the sources don't have process or safeguards in place to manage consent, such as through opt-out or opt-in mechanism, then the Kickstarter is unlikely to allow the project. So what is this saying? I guess this is saying that people can opt out if they don't want to have their thing associated with the database or the AI, or if you used it without that permission, they can go, wait, whoa, no, I don't want, yeah. Or if somebody goes, no, wait, I do want, I want to opt in. If AI art, this is the sentence, you should have started the sentence. If any use of AI is not disclosed promptly during the submission process, the project may be suspended. That should have been the very first sentence. If you're going to use AI in any way, shape, or form, let us know in clear, concise detail what AI you used, where you used it, and give us references and links. But I don't think anybody's going to give them access to their databases, so they need to clarify what that means. We will begin to enforce the policy at the end of the month. We will not retroactively enforcing the policy for projects that were submitted yesterday before the end of the month. So if you were Kelsey Dion and you kickstarted Shadow Dark in February and she used AI, she's off the hook. So get your stuff in before August 29th and you're okay, because the policy doesn't take effect until midnight, August 30th, which really, August 30th is a Wednesday. So, and it's a 31-day Thursday. So, yeah, I mean, the policy takes effect August 29th. The policy takes effect September 1st. Let's face it, because we're going to have to assume there's going to be some issues when it goes live. Why isn't this working? And again, we're encouraging transparency around all the submission process and the project page. So they're asking you to be honest when you start filling out the information on the Kickstarter, where you use the AI, what AI you used, what was the point, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this one, I like this one. It's very simply written. I would have placed these in a different order, guys, to very basically make that the first statement. But what's to stop someone from using AI and not telling you and hoping they don't get caught? Let's see if they have anything on that. Nope, they don't. So they are relying on you to be transparent. So the very first step in kickstarting anything starting September 1st will be going through this AI questionnaire and making very clear, concise where you put the AI, what you use the AI for, how much is from your own sweat and blood, how much is from AI, and going forward, what are your plans? And then allowing people who maybe, you use things that could have been somehow 7 degrees of separation connected to their thing, say, hey, wait, your AI used a bit of a piece of an art I created 20 years ago. I want to opt out so you can't use it, which is a concern. Right? I mean, maybe. I assume there's algorithms. I mean, I don't imagine that there's just some office somewhere in the Kickstarter building, if Kickstarter even has a building, where there's some guy with a magnifying glass wearing one of those hats going, oh, here, line of code number 7,456. That looks like some AI code. Gladys, get me the stamp. Stamp. No. So this like in the last one I said about drive-through, prove to them you did the art. This is going to be the same thing. You got to be transparent about this. And if you are using AI in any way, shape, or form, you let them know. And whatever is yours, that is of your own sweat and blood, you make sure it is documented such a way they cannot in any way, shape, or form say, oh no, an AI did this and you didn't tell us. Therefore, I mean, it does give them a ban hammer that they could sort of have floating around where they can just say, oh, that looks like AR, bam. And you could say, well, no, it's not. And I was transparent and I didn't use AI. I wrote that. And they can say, well, it sure looks like AI to us. Bam. That's the problem. But I do like the way this one is written better than the previous two that we looked at. This one is very much, again, here's what you have to put. And, and it's insinuating, in addition to what it's saying outright, is, it is in your best interest. And basically, I'm going to end this here with saying this again. If it's in your best interest to document in as many ways possible what you created from your own sweat and blood and what the AI created. So there cannot be any argument tomorrow or 20 years from now, because we know these things can come back to haunt you in 20 years, where they say, oh no, that was AI or whatever. So yeah, that would be my warning. Based upon all of this, all the 3 we've done so far, everything I'm reading would be protect yourself. If it's from your own heart, if it's from your sweat and blood, document, protect yourself. Does that mean you have to make a video of yourself recording it or writing it? Maybe not, but yeah, document that it came from your own sweat and blood. And if it is AI, make sure they understand where the AI was used, what AI was used, and what AI was used, blah, 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 blah. Again, just document. Advocate and document for yourself. Don't be lazy, because they're going to be lazy. Kickstarter is going to be lazy. Drive-thru is going to be lazy. Hasbro is going to be lazy. And the laziest thing for them to do is assume it's AI unless they are told specifically otherwise. So it is your responsibility to not be lazy. Do their job for them, unfortunately, is what the future is telling us. Document and advocate. If I've learned anything that the way the world works, it's document and advocate, because shit you fucked up now could come back and haunt you 20 years from now. It certainly has happened to me, and it certainly has happened to plenty of people I know. And this is just giving these companies another way to be lazy and to say, to choose the path of least resistance, which is, well, you're not a big major corporation contributor, so no. Obviously, these rules are not going to apply to Wizards of the Coast or Paizo or any multi-billion-dollar corporation. Those guys could just, obviously just release something that's totally AI, and Kickstarter and Drive-Thru will turn the, that was the guy's day off. We didn't know. I mean, we've already seen it. We saw it with Spelljammer and Space Monkeys. We see it all the time, that they just openly forgive obvious things that these big guys are going to do. But little guys like you and me, we got to protect ourselves and protect each other from the inevitable onslaught of AI who still cannot draw hands. Spelling. R2D2. 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 Anyways, that's it for the AI thing. I'm sure there's going to be more of this before the day opens. So let's get back to our other topic, Rule 0. What is Rule 0? Rule 0 is to subscribe to the OGGM Adventures and buy my merch. It's my birthday. You have to buy my merch. All my merch is on sale at Big Geek Emporium for $1. So it's a perfect chance to buy my merch. It's also your last chance to buy my merch. Mar Hockman, I see you over there. Have you bought my merch? That's what I thought. Till next time, it is lunchtime. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Happy birthday to my cat, Steve. Domo arigato,